So... today's April 1st, which means it is the greatest stupid holiday ever made. You know, I don't really get April Fool's Day. I mean, it exists, good for it and all, but also... what the f***? Why? Who came up with this, and why? And why April 1st? I mean, what makes April 1st a better choice for the funny prank holiday over... I don't know, March 26th? That being said, I have had some very weird experiences on April Fool's Day. I mean, like, last year I blacked out for like 9 minutes and 50 seconds, and who knows what could have happened at that time. I probably talked about xenogamy or something. And then there was the incident 5 years ago where I had to get surgery for eating 18 intended yes Dallas's. Anyways, the point is, April Fool's Day is hilarious and also very stupid. I mean, people think they can do whatever they want on April Fool's Day and get away with it. And they think they can do or say anything, like steal my handrail off my stairs or steal my car or talk about camera modes in video games. Actually, that's not a bad idea.
In 1825, Joseph Nicephore Niepce did humanity a favor and invented photography, and it only took us until 2004 to start putting it in video games. Alright, the camera is an incredibly important aspect in video games. Even in 2D games where the camera isn't directly controllable, the placement of the camera is incredibly integral to the gameplay of that game. Like, imagine trying to play Super Mario Bros. From a top-down perspective. Of course you can't, that would be absurd. And then Super Mario 64 came in and gave us the first fully controllable camera. For the first time in video game history, you could actually look around your environment, and wow, it's so cool, I can look this way or this way or this way, and I don't even have to move Mario to do it!
Great, cool, awesome, whatever, that is not what I meant when I said camera. How the hell am I supposed to be artsy with that?
I want to be able to take pictures of all the silly moments and beautiful scenery in my favorite games. I want to be able to make art without having to leave my couch. I want to be good at photography without actually having to be good at photography. Fortunately, Sony answered the call of all zero people who actually said they wanted that in 2004 with Gran Turismo 4 on the PlayStation 2.
What do you mean there was something before that?
Okay, technically, to be fair, by all accounts, in actuality, there was an expanded version of Metal Gear Solid in 1999 called Metal Gear Solid Integral that had a side mode where you could take pictures of like 2 character models in an empty void or something, and you couldn't do anything with the pictures after you took them.
Okay, that was a necessary 17-second tangent.
So, Gran Turismo 4, the first game with a camera mode that actually counts. And honestly, it's pretty impressive for a PS2 game. Everything you would expect from a mode like this is here. It's not the most in-depth thing in the world, but you've got a decent amount of options to make some pretty good-looking pictures. And Gran Turismo 4 is a pretty good looking game by 2004 standards on top of that, so it's not like the pictures you take won't look good.
Yeah, it's super cool. Guess what? Nobody cares.
It actually took a while for camera mode to become a staple of video games. And whether that's due to the internet still finding its footing, meaning you didn't really have anything to do with your pictures when you took them, games didn't look good enough, storing your pictures on a memory card was weird, nobody cared, all of the above, it was probably all the above. The 6th generation of consoles didn't really see very many games with camera mode, and by that I mean there was Gran Turismo 4, and that's pretty much it. Which is why we have to jump into the 7th generation, and now we're starting to see some games to take beautiful little pictures in. I mean, it only makes sense, the dev teams put a lot of work into crafting the environments and character models of these games, and on top of that, graphics were getting more and more realistic. Why not give players an option to appreciate all that? Perfect example is Super Smash Bros. Brawl. That doesn't get said a lot about this game, so you know I'm serious. See, in previous Smash games, pausing already lets you move the camera around and get up in the action, so it was just the natural next step to let players actually take pictures from here.
So that's pretty cool. We're starting to see some more games that take real fake pictures in.
Is this a f***ing joke? So I don't really know whose idea this was, but with the introduction of the 8th generation of consoles, it seemed like every single AAA game that was made had a camera mode. And I have no idea where this came from, and I don't know why everyone decided to wait until now to do it. Like, yes, games nowadays look absolutely stunning, but it's not like older games didn't, or at least didn't look good for the time, because this was not a gradual thing. We went from having a few games with camera mode to everyone ever having it.
Why does this make me mad?
Okay, it doesn't. It doesn't make me mad. It's just that the rapid spike in games with camera modes kind of threw me off guard. I don't remember exactly when or what game it was that made me notice, but I just remember thinking a couple years ago,
wow, there are a lot of games with camera mode, huh?
I think it's probably because I used to not really care about camera mode, And yet I would just see it in so many games, and I would just go, why do they keep adding this mode in games? Why is anyone even using it? Again, it never made me angry to see it. It's not like it hurts to have a camera mode in a game. It's almost completely superfluous to the game itself. But it was just weird for me to see the random, sudden obsession.
You ever actually used one of these before? This is amazing.
It took me an embarrassing amount of time to actually try and use a camera mode. For some reason, seeing every game have one did not make me want to see what all the fuss was about, and instead I just continued to not care. And then for whatever reason, I was replaying Spider-Man PS4, and I was like,
F it.
And look, I made art! And after that, I just started jumping into every game I owned that had a camera mode and just started messing around with it. And my god, this is so much fun! I don't really know how to explain it, but there's something about trying to craft the perfect picture, tweaking the settings, adjusting the angle, adding all the right filters. I don't know, it's just really satisfying. And I mean, I wouldn't call myself good by any means.
So let's look into people who are.
So Sony loves camera mode, more so than pretty much any other company out there. I have no idea why, but this is like their favorite shit on the planet. They jammed a camera mode into a good majority of their exclusive games on the PS4, and that does not seem to be stopping with the PS5. On top of that, they have this thing on the PlayStation blog and Instagram called Share of the Week, where they pick a theme, and then people will go into games and take pictures that fit that theme. And then Sony will just show them off, like they're a proud parent putting their 5-year-old's art project on the fridge.
That being said, these are some extremely talented 5-year-olds.
So at this point, I think we can call video game photography a legitimate art form because, wow, people are really good at using fake cameras to take pictures of fake things. Of course, it's not the same thing as real photography, but the same principles apply to each. You gotta understand stuff like framing and lighting and other photography stuff to make the picture work. And I won't say video game photography is better or worse or easier or harder than real life photography because they're both just different and they're both very easy to appreciate and there's nothing wrong with either one. Shut up!
So now at this point, the camera mode has essentially been fine-tuned to perfection. If the game has a camera mode, there's a good chance there's going to be a good amount of options to create a pretty impressive piece of photography. And then there's Gran Turismo 7.
Okay, real quick, let's get something out of the way. Racing games look good. Racing games have pretty much always looked good and have been the big graphical showcases for a console. Not to say other games can't be graphical showcases, but it's just really easy to look at a big name racing game and be like, wow, that looks really good. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's try an experiment. I'm going to show you a real picture of a real car taken by a real professional photographer, and then another picture that I took in Gran Turismo 7, and you'll tell me which is which. Ready? They're both from Gran Turismo 7. Yeah, the camera mode in this game is kinda insane, to the point where it's basically the devs handing you a real camera and telling you to go nuts. And I mean, this game really does push into photorealism in some cases, so it doesn't even surprise me that they would want to give you a realistic camera experience too. And yeah, I think my amateurish photos speak for themselves. The Pretty Car Game does in fact live up to its title of Pretty Car Game.
And honestly, how nice is it that we came full circle? We started our camera mode journey with Gran Turismo, and we ended it with Gran Turismo. I'm not even that big of a fan of Gran Turismo. This was kind of an accident. But we're forgetting something. What about Pokemon Snap? The game is taking pictures. The very game itself is a camera mode. It doesn't need a camera mode because it is a camera mode. What does this mean? Does this game about taking pictures of fake video game creatures teach more about photography than any of these other games with their fancy settings and uses of words like aperture? Are pictures of cartoon animals better than high-quality pictures of photorealistic car models? How can Pokemon Snap even be included in the same conversation as camera mode? How did I enjoy this game so much despite only playing an hour of it? Yep, the universe is broken. Oh, what the hell happened? Why does my face hurt? Well, there goes another attempt at having a normal April Fool's Day. Once again, I cannot remember a thing from the last 9-ish minutes, and all I have to go off of is this camera. Oh! You know what? I bet I finally got around to having that discussion about a camera's white balance feature that I've always wanted to, and damn it, I wanted to be conscious for that.